All right, good morning, gang. We'll get the doors open up here for the tradingology.com trading room for July 9th, 2020. This one's being a little funny. Let's see. Opening now, yeah. A few minutes late, guys. Sorry about that. If you're coming in, there we go.
Yeah, I was wondering if you're taking an extended vacation.
I had to get my coffee. It took me, I was late on brewing my coffee.
So your extended vacation was to the coffee machine.
Exactly.
Good job. How was it?
Oh, it was a fantastic trip. Loved it.
Nice.
I got my new background for you.
Oh, yeah.
We made our way to there, of course.
They didn't have the scaffolding up for Trump's.
I think that's actually a guy that was rappelling down. If you look really close, it's hard to see, but if you look really close, let me see if I can.
Yeah.
I can't see myself in the picture, but maybe if I get out of the way, he's like by
I can see him. Yeah. Wow.
But yeah, they had it all set up. I was down there. It was the day after that we were there. We were there on the 5th.
Trump hold you up at all?
He did not. Piece of cake.
Nice.
Yeah, nice. We had a good view, so I was right. Let's see, I can move this guy.
Morning, Andre. Morning, Tom.
That view of the is right in front, so that's where I took that picture. So yeah, we were right where they held everything at that amphitheater / auditorium.
Nice.
Put me on Rushmore. See if I stand up like right about here, I can be part of Rushmore.
Yeah, there is a blank spot there. Yeah.
Too funny.
Waiting for you.
Some of my best. Let's see. Some new nice scenery just to tease you.
Oh yeah, beautiful.
And of course, you can't forget these guys.
Wow.
Getting up close and personal with the bison.
Yeah.
And last but not least, I'll bore you with a quick one for how close we got to this small piece of land.
There's no wild bison anymore, is there?
What's that? Yep, those are actually they're wild. Well, they're in Custer State Park, but yeah, they do roam around freely.
Really? Wow.
Yep. And there's how close we got to Devil's Tower.
Wow. That's crazy.
Yeah, we walked all the way around a 1.3 mile trek around Devil's Tower. So there's Dan's trip for 2020 so far.
Well, you were 50 miles or more from home, so you might get a tax check, reduction check in the mail.
I should save all my receipts.
You should save all your receipts.
Just the fuel alone will probably be worth it.
Tom has joined us this morning. Good morning, Tom.
Tom's here. Tom, you'll be happy to know I did see your email while I was out and about, and I did read your first line, and I closed it immediately. So I skimmed it briefly after, but I have to go back and look at it. So I'll check out your details, and I will email you back later today.
Tom is a prolific email writer. I received an email from Tom this morning, too. And he's questioning my pricing strategy on the new VXX trading system.
That's funny.
Tom, I am more than happy to send you a higher price. Just let me know. I will be glad to do that.
There is the Tom price ranges that we do set.
I just felt that everybody needed a break, and I wanted to give this, the original price, it will go back to $397 at some point in the future. I'm thinking in July 21st, kind of an introductory price at $97, but I just want to give everybody a break and get into the system. I think you guys are really going to like it.
Yeah, I did briefly. I was able to preview it. I loved it. And then I was offline, so I'm going to go back and check it out again and add it to I missed it by a day since I know today's Thursday. But I'll get prepared for next week.
Oh, don't give it away. Teaser alert.
Well, see, I'm done working for this week, so I'm gonna start everything next week. I have my stuff open, but I'm not in any trades today. I didn't take anything, so I'm too much out of the loop. So I don't trade when I don't have my hand on the pulse for day trading.
Gotcha. You're welcome, Roger. Yeah. Like I said, oh, good, Brent. Glad to hear that. Yeah, like I said, I've been trading a long time. This is the first options course I've done in years. Really. When's the last time? Maybe the three-legged box spread was last time. That was like 2011. So I wanted to give you guys a kind of a break, and also, what you said though is absolutely correct. There is a window of opportunity to enter these trades because you need to standardize them. The reason why we picked the 30-day options was because you want the standardization of the premium at that time. That's why it's so important. So anyway, nice. To give a little bit of a teaser there, not much of a spoiler alert, but mostly teaser.
It's fantabulous. Let's see.
Oh, good, Roger. Yeah, good. I mean, they're not, that's why I said you need to have a little option knowledge, because I didn't really go, I could have dragged out the course for another 2 or 3 hours just explaining what options are, but I really wanted you guys to have a really all the core concepts in a very, very quick and easy to digest way. So that's why most of the videos are only 5 to 10 minutes each. And then if you need help understanding option contracts and kind of the background story of options and spreads, I have a couple of PDFs I can send you. All you have to do is contact me, and it'll give you all the basics.
Speaking of which, I always have a similar thought process too, and I may add it to the site, I may not. I've had a few people ask over the years, but they've figured it out. Do you guys think that the Tradingology site needs more of a basics course, whether that's what's an options contract or what is a futures contract and what is some of the basics? Because I think the majority of people that do come here do have that base knowledge and they don't need it, but then there are a few that might be, we find them first. If you guys got any opinions, definitely let me know. If you want to let us know in the chat, I'd be happy to field your thoughts if you think that it would help newer members or even older members that just might want a refresher. I'm definitely open to that info.
Probably some people that could benefit from something like that. We kind of rely on the fact that, the people who are in the trading rooms now generally have a fairly good handle on these vehicles, but there's some that aren't.
Well, Tom's got a good point here. He says, speaking for himself, he'd appreciate it because he's teaching his kid how to trade. So he might miss some of the basics and gap of knowledge. So that's not a bad angle there, Tom, because yeah, same kind of thing. My daughters have asked me, hey, how did you do that? And can you teach me how? So that's that might be a nice, I might look more into that. So I appreciate that.
Okay, great. Well, that explains your email then, Tom, because I thought you had a pretty good handle on options, but you're going to use it to teach your son, which is great. I have 2 really good PDFs I'm going to send you. It'll give you really, really nice basics. Brent, what are your thoughts on the market direction this morning? Hey, we've been a little up, a little down all week. We had a big 400-point decline on the Dow, and then we kind of came back a little bit, and then we're down a little bit this morning. But I don't see anything dramatically bad about this market right now. I just think that people are selling because they're uncertain, but the Fed will come in and save everybody. I think they're going to continue to do that and provide the liquidity and buy up everything else that they possibly can in order to support the market. So any decline, it probably won't be long. It won't last very long. It's possible we could get another 2,000-point decline. If people come in and say, hey, look, this everything going on with the health and the economy. Oh, interesting news was 30% of all the people who have rent or mortgage payments did not make their payment last month.
Oops.
30%.
That's a big number.
That's a big number. I mean, if you think about the Main Street economy versus Wall Street, what's going on in the markets right now, they are totally separate. They're like night and day, A to Z, big separation there. So, I think you just got to take it. I think volatility will continue to decline. I think we're going to have a stagnant market, probably within a trading range like we talked about before. We're kind of at the high end of that trading range now. We may go to the midpoint, or we might just go up from here. I have no idea. It's really kind of a day-to-day basis. I'm focused on the volatility trades in the VXX trading system that I put out. Let's see. Roger says, I think it would be a good idea. I've really looked at options too much in recent years, so I'm still pretty good on Delta and Gamma, but I'm iffy on the other groups. With the strategy, the VXX, you don't really need to know too much. Delta is pretty simple. I mean, if you're negative Delta, it means you're going to make money when the market goes down, and when you're or whatever ETF or stock you're in. If negative Delta is positive, it goes up. Gamma is simply the rate at which the option changes. When you get closer to expiration, it's a big deal. That's why gamma scalping is kind of an interesting concept when you get very close to expiration, especially that last week. But gamma doesn't come into really come into option trading very much until you get into that last week. It's just the rate at which the delta changes. And then theta, of course, is how much you're losing on the option, because a long option will decay over time, and it loses value more quickly on a long option as you get closer to expiration. Enroll, we don't really consider too much because it measures interest rate effect on options, and we have no interest. I mean, we're a zero interest, so it really doesn't play much of a role. Tom says, when it comes to option knowledge compared to yours, Dave's like comparing my guitar playing to Joe Walsh's. Hey, I haven't heard you play guitar, Tom. So you may be at Joe Walsh's level. So I tell you what, in order to make that comparison, I need to hear you play the guitar.
The Eagles haven't called yet. They might be looking for a refresher, another comeback tour.
Hey, they're all doing it. They're all doing it. Andre said, so would you focus on VXX option trading now and leave the rest? When I do options, I'm only doing the VXX option trade because it all has to do with volatility. I have no idea. I mean, this market is just confusing as hell. I think we've got a lot of people who are in selling because they see all the problems in the economy. Fed will step in and prop it up, and it goes back down again, and then people step in. And so I'm just playing the volatility angle. Yeah, Roger, I don't know.
He remembers that tour. That's what they named one of them.
They could come back. They could come back.
Yeah, absolutely, Andre. I think Andre hits it right there, the nail on the head. I'm saying combine the MES for futures and the VXX for options. Absolutely.
I got 2 open positions on the VXX right now. One last week and one this week. And yeah, the combination is great. I don't do as much day trading as much anymore, only because I'm so busy. The VXX option trading for me is a great way to generate that income on a regular basis without having to sit in front of the screen every single minute. But the MES, you're really only in for a few minutes every morning, so it's not that taxing if you're a young guy, and I'm getting old. So unless I see a really, really good opportunity, I'll short the YM or go long the YM or something like that. But otherwise, not too much of them day trading.
For those that are playing, I think a lot of people's lower levels just broke that are in the MES, so they're probably in a short trade right now. So grab your profits when you can, guys. If I wasn't doing the room, I'd been short right here, breaking this level.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because there's some room to run here, but we're running into NQs, running into some support. RTY is running into support, so grab some profits if you grabbed your entry there. I know there was a few people that were set up around that number. Don't be scared to take your profits early in these weird days.
Absolutely, because you were just going to have chop, I think.
Yeah, if we look at the volume on the internals, we're close to zero. We're not a huge break.
Yeah.
Up, down issues are trending down, but yeah, they're not, nobody's buried, but we're looking down right now.
Yeah, 1167 is nothing. I mean, unless we go to, I mean, it's 1018 and we haven't broken 2000, so, you know, it's probably not going to go lower. I love the income potential on the VXX once a week. Works perfect for me. Good. I know, Tom, you're still busy with your job and stuff like that, so, you know.
Yeah, I'd say, I know I mentioned it last week or the week before, it's the good 1-2 punch, I think, is a quick day trade on the futures for the options, or excuse me, on the futures, and then the options for the weekly strategy with the VXX. That's what I'm going to start implementing.
Yeah, it's a good combo. Absolutely.
That way you're not, you don't have to be tied to your desk all the time. And then you're looking when you're looking.
You can sleep well at night. I'd sleep very, very well at night. Got a little bit on cryptocurrencies over the last week.
Yeah, I didn't even take a look, and I was happy because I'm in about 4 or 5 different ones, and they're all doing well.
Yeah.
I looked last night. I was like, hey, I should go on vacation more often.
I am enjoying it.
Let's take a look at.
XRP's up from the 17 cent level over 20. XLM from 0.06 cents to over 9 cents. It hit 10 cents briefly early this morning. Just about, not quite. At least not on Coinbase, maybe on another exchange, but very, very close to 10 cents. That is down a little bit, but not horrible. ADA is at 12 cents, and it was at 8 just about a week ago. So that's done really, really well. Link is over, as soon as it hit $5, it just ran. And it was up to almost $7. Well, $6.50. It was over $6.50. Now it's back down to $6. So we've got some bids on some of the Dogecoin is up like 30% for some reason.
Yeah, there's Link, a little pullback today, but nothing much, like you say. Nice little run.
Yeah.
I think I grabbed some Link right here just before 5, so I'm letting that go. What else do we? Let me see the one I didn't see. Let's see my Hedera.
Oh, yeah. Hedera hasn't moved, I don't think. I've been keeping an eye on it. And, it hasn't moved yet.
Okay, so it's still hovering around. I just hit Ethereum.
Well, you got it on you're on the retail. But, I've been watching Hedera because I was thinking about converting some of the profits I have on XLM to Hedera, but it really hasn't moved yet. It has creeped up. As you can see, it's been
slow crawl.
It hasn't made the big move yet. But I think it will. I'm thinking about converting some of my XLM just a little bit over to Hedera.
ADA's down a little bit today. A little Cardano.
Oh, that's oh man.
But look at this. Look, did this actually happen?
That's on ETHADA again. You got to go to.
I keep hitting the wrong one.
You got to go to USD. Yeah, it's had a super run.
Nice.
I mean, it has gone up from the 2 cent level. What is that? What kind of return is that?
2 to 12. That's 600%.
Yeah, that's insane.
And and last but not least, we'll check out some XRPs, up nice 3% today. Yeah, that's a nice run back above 20 cents.
Yeah, and if it stays over 2014, it will have broken out of a weekly range since 2017. It's a descending wedge. And so if it stays here and closes Sunday night at this level or higher, it will have broken out almost a 3.5-year decline, which is very nice. Andre says still most in XRP. The majority of my holdings is still in XRP, but I also have XLM, Link, and VET.
Just trying to think. I don't think there's any more that I've missed that I'm holding. We'll just look at Bitcoin just to look at it.
Hasn't really moved very much. I mean, it's kind of. I mean, I thought I'd be over 10,000 by now, but it's been
no crazy move with the rest of them.
Yeah, I kind of thought that might happen because we had that March run to 10,000 from that really, really deep low. And we also had that 13,000 run. When is that? Back in June of last year.
April kind of was hovering, and then it started busting out about end of April or beginning of April. One little move up, then another move up in May.
Yeah.
A big spike in June. Yeah.
And my idea on that is that they alternate between Bitcoin and the altcoins, and I think that was Bitcoin's run. And now it's going to be altcoins runs. I think BTC will go up pretty significantly.
Metal.
Yeah, maybe. I think the alts are going to have a chance here to go up.
What's a pink coin?
A what?
Pink coin.
My gosh.
Never heard of it.
What the hell is that?
I just saw it in the list, so I had to click on it.
There's so many coins out there. I'd be really careful about you guys investing, putting money into any of them. You know, like BSV, Bitcoin Satoshi's Vision. Somebody did an analysis of where all the trading volume was coming from. It was from a weather app that was created by Craig Wright.
What?
Yeah. There's another app that you can trade Bitcoin with, and it's all coming from that app. And basically, it's just like regurgitated trading.
Wow.
Yeah.
Andre, yeah, Mr. Quote, absolutely. The MES strategy works beautifully pre-market. I love taking pre-market trades and being done before the bell rings. That's one of the best feelings in the world.
Yeah, usually it's lower volatility, so those are nice times to trade.
He wants to know if you're still holding some XRP, or excuse me, some Bitcoin.
I don't hold any Bitcoin at all right now. No. Got out of the only ones I have right now are VET, XLM, and XRP.
Is the wife still trading any Bitcoin?
No, she traded in all of her Bitcoin for VET when it was at 1.2.
Gotcha.
2 cents. So she's doing well. She's up on that. Yeah, she's up.
The best times for me personally, I'm in Central Time Zone, so it's between 6 and 10 is the sweet spot. Anywhere in those times can be a decent trade. There isn't one, like it's not a Old Faithful every hour and so many minutes we get an interruption of a move, but that is the best window. So starting 7 a.m. Eastern to 11 is my trading window for that strategy. And then you'll see why, if you can go back and review in the course I talk about the times when it usually does hit, but it's usually those windows are when things tend to happen. And you can do the setups around that time and set your levels and look for your entry and exit targets. And then just follow the rules where you're not just trying to chase a trade and let the trade come to you. That's the biggest thing I see people do is lose because they chase. They see a big move, like this big move went down and they get short. Then it turns around because we see levels that happen. Then it goes long. Or they see Eric's entries that he shares inside the trading room in our gold members trading room. He does share some things that he's doing. So there's also times that will turn around at levels he knows about for some other algorithms that are set. So we got multiple people helping multiple paths. I didn't take a peek. I don't believe Eric is in here this morning. Nope, he's not. But I know a bunch of guys that are in the room are in here. So yeah, there's definitely good times. I would say that's the sweet spot for when. Brent, there is a specific, there was in the old one. There is we got a couple videos or trading rooms that we did specific market internals review. I'll shoot those over to you, a couple links that cover the top 4 screens here. But just for the quick 1 minute or 30-second drive is the $ADD here. That's a chart of the, I will post them. Okay, guys. Tim, yep, Tim needs that too. Yeah, so I'll do a quick review here, Dave, and catch me up if I've missed anything in my vacation. Is advancing declining issues is what we're looking at here. So roughly 2,300, 2,500 shares will trade a day. And this is a look at how many are going up or down. So right now we're negative 1198 on the issues. So there's more selling happening than buying for the issues. And the next one over is the volume that's involved in those issues, either going up or down. So this will trend over the day as I roll this back, and you'll see previous days. We tend to, on the best trading days, we tend to trend one way or the other, whether it's up or down. So we see yesterday started in a nice up fashion, but it didn't last. So it turned into a bunch of chop. So that's the volume going into the issues that are either declining or increasing, which is shown in the up-down volume here. The last two are just a different way of looking at that, and the way the scripts that Dave made with Strong Market over the years. This is the very first one. It's called the Market Timer XL. The lines depict what these are doing in the lines. So the green and the gray are advancing, and the pink and the yellow are declining. So the green is the issues, the gray is the volume of those issues. So there's more volume going in. So this is high volume right now, actually. And then the pink is the declining volume, and the yellow is the issues with that volume, which correlates directly to these as well. So you can look at it in different ways. This chart is also the MTXL internals, just the newer version of it, with more of a dotted pattern. So here we have the green and the gray with the lines in the middle. So as these go up and down, they correlate to these. So it's a different way of viewing the same things that are happening. What you want to do is when we have the days that are the extremes, where we're over 0.8 or over 80 on the internals, and then these are below or above 2,000, those are the highest probability days that we look at. So that's kind of how we do the leverage, but I will definitely shoot you the links. Excuse me, it's not how we do the leverage, but just how we read the internals.
Yeah, the only thing that's different on the far right there is that there's 2 moving averages along with the advanced decline net line. And so you kind of look to see when they cross each other for the internals.
And I will definitely put a post, I'll put a reminder in the trader resources, the links to the trading rooms where we cover the internals, so you guys can review those as well. It'll be similar information, just to the recording. So look for that.
There was one video that we went into kind of really in depth on all of the internals, and you marked it, I think. So, because we do get that question pretty often.
Yes. So I will link those sessions in the trader resources, so you guys can have that. So look for it right in this page here, trader resources and member downloads, where you got the link for this room, where the links for the books are, the Vol Arb strategy. So I'll put a link in here for market internals discussions or something, I'll call it. And then I'll have a link to those sessions. So that's where we'll put that. For those that haven't seen it yet, or they're coming new, I'll go back to the main courses. That's in this one right here.
Beautiful. I really like the way the new website looks. It's so easy to find stuff now.
Thank you, thank you. All right. What else we got cooking in the world? I saw gold broke 1,800.
It did. And the gold-silver ratio, as we mentioned last time, we were talking about that, is down to 95 now. Remember, it was kind of hovering around that 99, 97 level for quite a while.
Yep.
It looked like a little retracement, and now it's broken down. It's at 95. So my target, as a reminder, is between 75 and 70. So I'm still short the ratio until it gets down to that level.
Nice. Yeah, I got some videos to catch up on and do my little homework as I get back in the saddle.
It's another one of those long-term kind of not. I mean, it'll probably be a few months maybe before I get out of that, but it's one of those that you don't have to really watch too carefully. You can just put it on.
Yeah, I just see it as an insurance policy for myself for holding physical. You know, in case it hits the fan, I have that to backstop it.
Well, the gold silver ratio, the way it's constructed is you short gold and long silver. You just think that silver is going to, move up faster than gold. They could both go down and still have the ratio go down, in which you still make money. So,
yep,
it's a nice strategy. I like the gold silver ratio. I mean, that is probably one of the oldest spreads that have been around since the 20s. It's been around a long, long time.
So Andre is curious about how to trade it. It's like we may or may not have touched on it before, but yeah, so it's a matter of the gold silver ratio has been at the highest ever in like 5,000 years when it's going up to like 114, 120.
Yeah, it was over 120.
So when you see things that far, what you do is you short gold and you go long silver. It's just like the volatility arbitrage. When it got too far, you're long NQ and short YM, whichever way it was. You know, looking at the VA strategy, that has changed as of this year. That's why we're revisiting and watching that through this market volatility, because it's got down to unprecedented levels to the downside. So it might be another opportunity for that. So I am keeping an eye on that, but I'm not actively trading it every day or every other day or a couple times a week. So yeah, you can use either, I don't know if I would do futures. I don't think Dave does futures, but I would say more like the ETFs or the miners.
No, I do futures. I put the chart in there. But I'm doing the mini, they have micro mini gold and silver futures.
There you go. Okay.
So I'm not logged into my account. I can't remember the symbols, but they're like, it's like an MGC, which is a micro gold contract. And I forget, it's not MSIL, it's something else for the silver. But this is the cash gold silver ratio chart. And you can see it hit it was pretty close to 128. I think 128 was the high.
Yeah, broke it for a while.
That is a 5,000 year high on this ratio. And so the only thing that you're betting on is you're shorting gold. Whatever instrument you use, you're shorting gold and you're buying silver. So you could do the ETFs. You're buying GL or selling GLD and you're long SLV. But either way, if you use futures, you use the ETFs, or you could even use options, long-term options on the GLD and the SLV. The ratio is most likely to go down. Now, the lowest it's ever been, since you were away, Mike Maloney did a video saying that it got down as low as 14 back in the 80s. It was either 70s or early 80s. And he just loaded up on silver at that point, or gold on that point. And so his strategy, if I can paraphrase it, is that when the ratio is really high, he sells his gold and he buys silver. And then when the ratio goes down significantly, he sells his silver and buys more gold. So it's kind of interesting. I like it.
It has slash MGC on TOS for the micro gold contracts, I believe.
Yep.
1,000 ounce silver is slash SIL.
Yeah, but you don't want that one. You want the micro, because if you use the micro gold, you have to use the micro silver.
Can I do, what's the smaller one? Let me look at micro silver, CME. What do we call it? Trying to pull up CME's site here for you quick. Why don't they give me? It's all about, so yeah, Brent says if they're both going up, why not go long both? Yeah, you can, absolutely. It's just a different strategy. So if you're, that's more of the insurance policy and holding it, because yeah, they most likely both will go up, but it's not guaranteed they will. So the ratio and the spread is a different style. So both are valid. It just depends on what your goals are.
Yeah, that's a completely different strategy. You're long both and you have exposure to both. That's not what we're doing. The ratio is like a hedge against each other. And I don't know. I guess the alternative to this would be to say, well, gold is overpriced relative to silver, and so I want to buy silver because I think it's going to hold its value or rise against the value of gold.
Yeah, it's going to rise faster than gold will.
Right.
Or you would, if you're a buyer of both, you would just buy more silver than gold, is what that ratio is going to help you with.
Yes. So if you want to do both, that's fine too.
For some reason, I'm trying to look right on their site. It's showing me their ticker, or show me all the good stuff. Let's see if I go to charts, maybe it'll tell me the ticker. Micro silver. What's the symbol?
It's just it's the micro.
Seeing something?
Micro is SIL. So the MGC is the micro gold. SIL is the micro silver. I thought it doesn't have a M in front of it like the other micro contracts.
Okay, so it is that one. Gotcha. Perfect. Thank you. So there's your kind of. I'll put them in the chat for you guys. MGC and SIL. So move this guy back.
Yeah, they should keep those standardized. They should have called it MSI because SI is the full silver.
Right.
But they didn't. They called it SIL instead. Always throws everybody off.
All the more reason that you shouldn't trade things unless you understand it and you know what contract you're in.
Yeah, exactly. And the CME group, if you go to cmegroup.com, they have a number of different educational products based on the spread between gold and silver. So if you want to understand it a little bit more, you can go in and take a look at that at the cmegroup.com.
Yeah, micro gold, e-micro gold is available on Trade of 8. And if I put in SIL, I believe that should also come up. It looks like it's a different ticker on Trade of 8, so check with Trade of 8's tickers. I see different SIN, it might be, but yeah, so
yeah, it depends on the month, so you're gonna have to pick the month.
Yeah, so it looks like it's just an SI, and that may or may not be the micro, so do your research before you trade it on.
SI is the full contract.
Yeah, mostly, yeah, exactly.
SIL is the mini, the micro.
Little move down happening.
One of the interesting things about the gold-silver ratio, though, is that it always spikes over 100 before a financial crisis. And on that chart, it started spiking on February 21st, between the 21st and the 24th. You can also pull that up. Gold, silver.
I'll bring that back. I don't see a date. You chopped off the date, but that's fine. This is a daily chart.
Yeah, the bottom right there, right where you got your mouse right there is around the 21st to 24th of February.
Okay.
Really started taking off. Which is interesting because you would have thought that gold would have gone up a lot faster, which would have brought the ratio down instead of up. There was also an article, I don't know if you saw it or not, but they're saying that there's a big, it's going to be some sort of problem with COMEX gold settling because so many people are requesting that and keeping the contracts to expiration and looking for delivery of the physical gold.
Yeah, we've talked about that from time to time, right? What happens if everybody suddenly says, deliver my contract? And
That's right.
We know there's not enough to go around.
That's right.
Brent is asking if you would enter again below this pivot. Well, it depends on where you are in the day. You know, depends if you've already made some profits in between here, I'd probably shy away from it. Depends on if you've made your goals already. I know there was a few people that were already done pre-market. Yeah, there is a valid point to make right now. Let me get this back to live. You know, we got some room to run here. Everybody's breaking. There's nothing really in the way.
Where's the next pivot? Yeah, where's the next pivot? It looks like we're just kind of stair stepping down, but
yeah, we got another Camarilla down here by 31.24, 31.23 and a half. But the next major pivot is down here to 31.11 on the ES, and the YM's moving down, and everybody's moving down right now.
Yeah, so we're down 370 on the YM.
NQ's the only one that hasn't broke the median pivot, whatever you want to call it, the purple one, whereas everybody else is already down below it. So NQ just went negative at a 0.15, 0.13. We're already 1.5% down, 1% down in the ES, over 2% down in the Russell. So NQ's the fastest horse because it's losing the least at the moment.
This would be interesting. I mean, if we end up the day higher, like in plus territory, you know the Fed's going to be there.
And we see, so this is how you see the internals are moving to that 0.8, and these are moving to break below the 20. And these are we're 14, so we're almost 1,500 now, so it's approaching that 2,000 level.
We've seen that happen a couple of times where it's just stair step down and it keeps going lower and lower, and it hits 2,000 later in the day. We saw a couple of days like that, but it's rare.
Yeah, they're definitely less often, that's for sure. So the short answer to your question, Brent, is it depends on if you needed more or not. I don't take too many swings at the plate. Once I'm at a goal, I stay there. But yeah, there is a use case to say, you know, entering a short, taking profits off just like before. If you were short early before it turned back around, you could have taken some profits, but it did return, and this became resistance, and it acted right off of it without divulging all the stuff in the MES class. It's a good refresher if you haven't seen them yet. And we're 9:46 my time already. The time has flown on the return. It must have been all that talk of pictures.
Well, you know.
Traveling with Dan, South Dakota style, and a little bit of Wyoming.
I'll show you what I like to do when I travel. There's a picture from, I haven't traveled for a while, but here's a picture from the last time I did some traveling.
Uh-oh, I can only imagine. Hurry yourselves, gentlemen. There's Dave's travel.
That's what I like to indulge in, yes. Make sure you get the beer in there. Yeah, there you go.
The beer and the clam, or oysters?
Oysters, yes. Oysters on a half shell. That's my vacation. Very well. Out in the wild. I still feel like I'm out in the wild.
You still feel what?
Out in the wild with raw oysters.
True. That's your Neanderthal side. What's the other side? Your primal coming out, eating raw stuff.
Yeah, that's the primal instinct.
Andre says, and there's a chart of something behind. Oh, he's looking at, it's probably his cheat sheet.
Oh, is there something? Did I put something in there? Maybe on the table? Oh, that's my little, yeah. I think I was doing some work there.
That's a new spread right there.
Looks like a mailing list. I was doing some work on a mailing I was doing.
That's where all the secrets are, Andre.
List of things to do.
Yeah, we had fun. We saw, so the day we went to Devil's Tower, I'll share with this to you. So we started, if anyone's ever been or not been, I highly recommend Needles Highway. It's one of my top favorite highways ever driven in the world. You need to have some white knuckles if you're a rookie, but you can make it through to stay between the lines. It's fantastic views. But we did Needles Highway up to Mount Rushmore. Then we had lunch in Deadwood. So we saw Wild Bill Hickok's grave next to Calamity Jane. Then we went over and had a beverage in Sturgis. So we had to taste the beer. Didn't have any oysters, but we saw that. So I can say I was at Sturgis in 2020 now for the 80th, but I'd be lying because I wasn't there when the rally happened. But I was in the city in 2020. Then we went to Devil's Tower. As we were leaving, all of our phones went off for an emergency alert system. There's a tornado.
Oh.
We literally saw a tornado, and we were running from a storm with a tornado in it, leaving Devil's Tower.
Oh my gosh.
It was an amazing day, to say the least. So we had 2 national monuments in the morning, and then a tower, excuse me, and then a tornado around the tower. And there were climbers on the tower that day. We're like, excuse me. Yeah, there was actually people scaling Devil's Tower while we were there. Then that storm came in. I have no idea. I hope they made it.
Jeez.
But that was just crazy. Not many places in the world you can see 2 national monuments within a couple hours outside of DC.
Right.
There you have all of them. So if anyone's never been to the Black Hills, that's my commercial for it right there. And Brent, since you're short again, grab your profits. It's going down. Here it goes. So if you guys got any questions, I don't have a pressing meeting at 10, but I'll be cognizant of your time if you do have other things to get to. And Dave, you probably have something coming up too as well. But
I do. I am extremely busy these days, but I always enjoy my time with you guys. It is the highlight of my week. I missed you terribly on Tuesday. I felt lost. I felt like,
well, now we're back on track.
What do I do?
I'm already planning my traveling trading. I'm working on my next potential vehicle. It's going to have a setup in it, so I won't have to be offline. So there we go. I'm working on it.
Ooh, that'll be interesting.
Maybe I'll call myself the Nomad Trader. They'd probably already coined that somewhere. Andre's asking for the next Wealth Masterclass. I believe you're taking a break, aren't you, for the summer?
Yes. The recording, I
the
can't.
Last one. Yep.
I did put the recording up. But the next Wealth Masterclass is not going to be till September. We're taking July and August off. Not a lot to update since the last one. If you guys did not see the last one, I actually put it up on YouTube just to see if I can generate some interest and leads on that. So I'll give you the link here. If you did not see the recording. In fact, I should probably, I need to put that up on the website. So if you weren't there and you didn't see the recording on YouTube, I'll put a link in there for you right now before we end the day. But not much difference in my outlook. So it's basically commodities. I'm really liking commodities and cryptocurrencies, as I mentioned. But you can watch it yourself.
I'll show you what I'm looking at real quick. Let me find a good picture. And this is early. I saw a couple going on the road. I'm like, I need to look at that. It's more along the lines of a Class A, but it's different because it's not the full front glass pusher on it.
All right, here you go, Andre, and everybody else who's in the room. It is available on YouTube. Tim, the VXX info is at this address. IF.com/VXX. That's right. Yep. Right there. There you go, Tim. No, I don't think Dan's got a link up to the class. It's not on Tradingology, Tim. The VXX course is through Strong Market. And so through the publishing company that I own, Info Product Lab. So that's the link right there. Dan will have a link up today.
Yeah, you got to get me my referral guy.
Right. Well,
I hitch up offline, but I'll let you know for sure.
Okay. Yeah, I'll I'll update that script I sent you so that you can go directly to the page with the video on it.
Right on.
You're welcome, Tim.
Andre, this is what I'm I'm dreaming of right now. It's a Freightliner RV.
Nice.
It's got a Cummins diesel with the Allison transmission, and it's basically a semi with a camper on it.
Wow.
So it's got full everything. We can live in this thing. So this might be in a couple years out.
What's that gonna run you? Holy cow! Look at that. It looks like a full size living room there.
Oh yeah, these things are fantastic.
Oh my gosh.
This is where you sell the house and you buy one of these and you live in this wherever you want to.
Yeah, that is a beauty. What's that run you? About 120? 200.
I don't think they tell you on this site.
They don't tell you? Of course not. They better not tell you.
There's ones. So this is where I think they're playing with funny money too. Because retail is around between 200 and 300.
Yeah.
But you can get them on sale like 60K off, 100K off. So it all depends.
I got you.
So yeah, they just want to pretend it's more than it is. But I can see why they are worth it.
So my 130 was kind of a, you can tell I'm not an RV guy.
That's an entry-level model. There you go. Okay. For those at least.
Yeah.
All right, gentlemen. Yeah, we'll definitely get, I'll have links in the trader resource area too for people that want to get on the VXX system. It is a joint solution for sure. Or Dave put it together on his deal, so I'll refer you over to him. I don't see any final questions coming in, and Tim, it's never dumb, by the way. If you don't know the answer, the only dumb question is if you're just trying to be silly and you know the answer, it'll be tricky. So never be afraid of asking questions.
Yeah. Yeah, Tim, the class is not on Tradingology, but I'm only because Dan and I, we are friends. We do things together. Dan owns Tradingology. I own Strong Market LLC, and we're just kind of doing this as a way to help educate people in trading. So we're just kind of collaborating and doing this together. But that's how that works.
So my last question is for Brent. Brent, did you close your trade out yet? Did you go short again?
It's hitting that, especially on the YM. Look at that level. It's coming right down to that pivot.
Here's a good reason to, oh, look at it, it blew right through it, but we'll see what happens.
Ooh, blew past it.
Yeah, we're getting some strong down.
Yes. Wow. Yeah, this is surprising. We're down 16.11. But remember that the internals, when we went down in February and March, when we had the big decline, 33%, a lot of the internals were kind of delayed. They were late. They didn't come until later. So, keep an eye on that. But hit the pivot. Let's see if it bounces. 60
points or $60? Oh, he's saying the price signal is at 60. Yeah, that's a big number.
It's down. It's down good.
Yep, look at how it's respecting that. So it blew through it, but it's not closing below it.
All three, YM, ES, and NQ. So
I'll hit that. That's why it's a good time to grab the dollars off the table.
Absolutely.
Good job, Brent. Good job. All right, guys, until next Tuesday, hit us up in the chat rooms. I'll be there as much as possible, getting back in the groove, and or email, whatever you guys need, let us know, and we'll be back Tuesday, regular times.
All right, guys. Good to see you guys, and have a fantastic weekend. We'll see you Tuesday.
Good to see you, Dave. Take it easy.
See you again.